Hello and welcome to episode number 99 of WITM. First of all, I apologize for the late start to the stream. I end up making some fairly last minute plans with a friend, and I just got home about 20 minutes ago, so I do apologize that the stream is starting an hour late. But anyways, we have a big match for you tonight as Andrew Spudstrong finds himself in a similar situation to what his best friend Corey found himself into. Corey lost his Universal Championship match against Kevin Owens at Extreme Rules. Had to make it through a triple threat match and a singles match in order to get a Universal Championship rematch. Will Andrew be able to do the same? He must make it through this fatal four-way matchup against the other top three contenders to Lince Dorado's Cruiserweight Championship in order to get a future Cruiserweight Championship rematch against Lince Dorado, the man who defeated him a few weeks ago on 205 Live to become a three-time WWE Cruiserweight Champion. Andrew is coming in with a strong record of 11-5-2, by far the best of the WITM4. Will Andrew be able to earn himself a rematch as well? Let's find out. It's a battle between the top four contenders for the right to get the next title shot against the Cruiserweight Champion, Lince Dorado. It's the number one contender, Mustafa Ali. The number two contender, Andrew Spudstrong. The number three contender, Kalisto, and the number four contender, Metalik. Which man is getting a Cruiserweight Championship match? Let's find out.
Making his way to the ring from Chicago, Illinois, weighing in at 182 pounds, Munson Ali.
Sounds like this crowd is ready for this fatal four-way match to get underway.
And at the risk of sounding impulsive, this match has the makings of being a Match of the Year candidate.
What about you, Byron? He obviously looks good physically, but do you think he's mentally prepared for tonight's match?
If he's not, we're going to find out very early on. Guys have a way of smelling intimidation and taking advantage of it.
Weighing in at 168 pounds, and
the atmosphere inside this arena for this one is absolutely insane, guys.
And if you think this is insane, just wait until this thing kicks into high gear. You ain't seen nothing yet.
And would you agree, Corey, that this match will be anything but easy for him?
This is the WWE, Cole. There's no such thing as easy matches here. You know that.
from Mexico City, Mexico, weighing in at 170 pounds, Kalisto.
This is one of the most exciting luchadors you'll ever see. Kalisto.
Lucha, lucha, lucha.
Well, I think we can all agree that this will be no easy match here tonight.
Yeah, but you could say that about every match here. There's no such thing as a cakewalk here in WWE.
And from Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico, weighing in at 175 pounds, Grand Metalik.
With Grand Metalik firing, we're almost guaranteed to see something we've never seen before.
And that's what makes Grand Metalik matches can't miss.
Well, he definitely looks ready for what's ahead of him here tonight.
I agree with that, Michael. In fact, I don't remember the last time I saw him in better shape than he's in right now.
Alright, and there's the bell. This match is underway. Grand Metalik is going to start off going after Andrew. Mustafa Ali already going to a pin attempt
When you're competing against
and wins the match.
I can't believe it.
What in the world was that? What? What on earth was that?
Here is your winner.
Okay, well,
Ali.
Mustafa Ali
Ladies and gentlemen, to get the
hitting
pin for
Kalisto
victory
with a
over such
surprise
high
pin
quality
attempt, and
opponent is
just like
incredibly
that,
impressive, Michael.
Mustafa Ali has earned himself the next title match against Lince Dorado.
Minneapolis, Minnesota.
What on earth? Can we get a... Ali went for the cover. He even got his bottom foot caught on the ropes there, but apparently that caught Kalisto by surprise. And that match maybe lasted all of about 10 seconds? 10-15 seconds? Jeez. I think that's the record for the quickest WITM matchup. Wow. Alright, well, we're going to have very little actual in-ring action this episode, unfortunately. Well. Okay, well, that's going to be a no decision for Andrew. So that puts his record at 11-5-3. Okay. So unfortunately, Andrew is not going to get the next title shot, whenever that may be, whether that's on 205 Live or SummerSlam. No fault of his own. He barely got to wrestle. Mustafa Ali catching Kalisto off guard right at the beginning of the match, and just like that, he's earned himself a title match. Wow. Alright, well, moving on, I guess. A little disappointed, as you guys probably are, that we're going to see all of about 10-15 seconds of wrestling in this stream, but it is what it is, I guess. Alright, and I accidentally double booked Grand Metalik. He tagged with the Cruiserweight champion Lince Dorado, Lucha House Party, and they picked up a victory over Jack Gallagher and Brian Kendrick. Drew Gulak defeated Mark Andrews with no decision for Cedric Alexander. Hideo Itami defeated TJP with no decision for Akira Tozawa. Noam Dar defeated Arya Daivari. And can barely even call it a match, but Mustafa Ali defeated Kalisto. Mustafa Ali will be Lince Dorado's next opponent for the Cruiserweight Championship. Andrew Spudstrong and Grand Metalik will each take no decisions. And how those results affect the rankings on 205 Live, let's find out. Alright, Lindsay Dorado and Grand Metalik defeated Jack Gallagher and Brian Kendrick. Dorado is still champion. Grand Metalik moves up to number 3. Gallagher and Kendrick each fall down a spot. Kendrick to 16, Gallagher to 15. Drew Gulak defeated Mark Andrews in a decision for Cedric Alexander. Gulak moves up to number 6. Andrews falls to number 6, swapping spots with Gulak. Alexander remains at number 8 with a no decision. Hideo Itami defeated TJP with no decision for Akira Tozawa. Itami moves up to number 8. TJP falls to number 13. Tozawa remains at number 11 with no decision. Noam Dar defeated Arya Daivari. Dar moves out from the bottom to number 16. Daivari moves down to number 8. And again, can hardly call it a match, but Mustafa Ali defeated Kalisto. Ali remains number 1 contender and will be locked into that number 1 contender's spot until he gets his Cruiserweight Championship match with Lindsay Dorado whenever it's announced in real life. Not sure if that will be on 205 Live or SummerSlam. We'll have to wait and see what Drake Maverick says. There's no announcement tonight. Kalisto moves down to number 5. Andrew remains at number 2 with a no decision, and Grand Metalik remains at number 3 with a no decision. So your Cruiserweight Championship rankings, the champion is Lindsay Dorado, number 1 contender Mustafa Ali, and he is locked into that next Cruiserweight Championship matchup against Lindsay Dorado. Number 2, Andrew Spudstrong. Number 3, Grand Metalik. Number 4, Drew Gulak. Number 5, Kalisto. Number 6, Mark Andrews. Number 7, Hideo Itami. Number 8, Arya Daivari. Number 9, Cedric Alexander. Number 10, Buddy Murphy. Number 11, Akira Tozawa. Number 12, Leo Rush. Number 13, TJP. Number 14, Tony Nese. Number 15, Jack Gallagher. Number 16, Noam Dar. And number 17, Brian Kendrick. Now we move on to NXT. Will we see AOT Master in action tomorrow night? Will hopefully be a much more exciting and longer match than what we had here tonight, if he is indeed in action. Alright, unfortunately we are not going to see AOT Master in action tomorrow night, but I am going to end what's going to turn out to be probably a pretty brief stream here. Yeah, we're at about fairly brief. We're at about 14 minutes right now. So I'm still going to end the stream here because I need to add one. I shouldn't be simulating shows. I shouldn't have simulated SmackDown because there were SmackDown Tag Team Tournament matches I should have added to the card. That was my mistake. Once again, I need to remember not to sim shows. But that means we will not have a stream tomorrow night. I will off-screen need to add the remaining NXT Championship Tournament matches onto the card. Our NXT Champion here in WITM, Oni Lorcan, suffered a long-term injury in real life, so we're having a tournament to crown a new champion at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. So we are currently at the semifinals, and I need to book those 2 semifinal matches off screen, so that's why I'm ending the stream now before revealing our next WITM match. Plus, again, I need to wait and see what happens on Real Life NXT to see if there are any championship matches or anything that I need to add to the card as well. So, I apologize that there was only about 15 seconds of actual gameplay, but if you still somehow enjoyed tonight's episode, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you not miss a single live stream or when we post an episode. If you would like to become a WIT member and jump into the action when we actually have action yourself, head on over to the link in the description. There you'll find a link to the WIT website where you can find all kinds of WIT info, including how to have your own custom character with a custom character, custom entrance, custom promos and storylines, etc. And until episode number 100 of Season 4, which will most likely be Monday night with Corey, the number one contender, looking to build momentum and heading into his Universal Championship rematch at SummerSlam against Kevin Owens. This is Corey with WITM Car Wrestling, signing off.